If you're doing defense only, you buy the basic stuff that you need, you're doing your basic hygiene that you think you need to do, well, you're just waiting to get attacked. And then you clean up the mess, and then you wait to get attacked, and then you clean up the mess. You may get away with it once or twice. As a CISO, you're probably going to be fired soon afterwards. I mean, I kind of look at the fact that it's more of a life cycle of you do an inventory, you're doing assessment, you're scanning, you're monitoring, you're remediating issues that you find. There's a whole life cycle of processes that you're doing. Attacks against the company, that's part of the life cycle of cybersecurity. They're going to happen. Nobody's 100% safe. And if you're connected to the internet, it's something that you've got to go ahead and plan for. And so for me, the resilience piece is you start taking a look at, okay, if we're going to go ahead and be attacked, and I already know what core infrastructure and what core data and things that my organization needs to be able to do business, then you start training your teams around, okay, how do we make sure that stays up if the rest of the network has to go down? And how do we train to that? And how do we architect our networks and break it up into sites so that if one of them, we have a major ransomware outbreak, I can disconnect it so I don't lose the rest of the network as we triage. How do I, if it's actually, if it's reportable data around GDPR, what's that process? Who do I call first? I have a lawyer that's teamed with my department because of that, because we're an international company, and so it's already clicking in my head that okay, it's this type of data. I know I have to call her. What's our next steps? Who's our third party that we're bringing in for forensics so we can investigate this? These things are already kind of clicking in your head, and so from a resilience standpoint, you're going to go ahead and deal with issues. So you're like, you're not waiting to be attacked. You're already thinking ahead of how you're going to respond to this and how you're going to stay in business and how you're going to stay operational while you deal with an issue. Vice defensive, you're just waiting to get hit, you clean up the mess, and then you kind of go back at it again. One or two of those, and then it's basically a resume generating event and you're done, and then you start all over again. I like the resilience piece. And the fact that you're staying in operation, you're trying to reduce as much of the impact as possible to the business.